Hello and welcome to this week's Scraplift Crafternoon. We are scraplifting the amazing Erin Taylor, and y'all, I fell in love with this layout. First of all, it uses Shimelle's collection, which is one of my favorite, the main character energy collection. I love the colors in it, I love the pop in it, and this layout spoke to me when I saw it. So, who am I? I am Karen. I am the Everything Here on a Little Kinder channel on YouTube. They're also on Facebook and Instagram, and I am so glad that you are here. Normally, when I scrap lift, I will change it up. I will find elements that I love, and that's what I use. That's what I go with. That's kind of my way of scrap lifting. I really feel like that I don't necessarily have to use the layout just like it is. But this one, y'all, this layout is spectacular. And I will be following it pretty close to what's happening. Now, there are some papers that I don't have. For example, the grid paper in the background. I am out of. This is the only piece I have left of it because it was on the back of this fabulous blue paper that reminds me of Mary Blair and all of the amazing things that she worked on at Disney. So I've used it for those layouts. So we're going to be changing this up on the background, but I really think when you see the final result, you'll be really happy. So the photo that I am scrapbooking today is from our 2022 December trip to Disney World. We were there right at Christmas over the holiday and got to see all of the great festivities. I loved this picture with this collection because I am wearing a pink plaid shirt, and then there are a lot of blues that Disney used in the decorations around Epcot. So I really feel like that this works well together. I do plan on sticking pretty close to this. It's not a sketch. What is it? Scrap lift. There's the word. I do plan on staying pretty close to this scrap lift using what I have because I do have all of this collection. So let's get started with this layout. Here we go. Let's start by cutting all of our papers down to the pieces that we need, like this snapshot piece. Going to the piece that has all of the different stripes in it, I have taken out what I know I'm going to need strip-wise, and then I have gone in and cut down the pocket cards to include the pieces that I need for this layout. And I'm making a stack over to the right of all of the things that I know I'm going to want and need. And then the next thing that we are going to do is take off the branding strips and grab a piece of this floral paper that we're going to use to tuck behind. Now, I decided to use the blue star paper out of the 6x8 paper pad. So what's really neat about that paper pad is there's some gold foiling embellishments or details. So that little bit of shimmer that you see as that paper moves around in this video is actually that gold foiling. So my next step is going to be to mat my photo. I do apologize for the trimmer being down at the very bottom of the video where you can't really see it being trimmed. It's just what happened, and I didn't catch it while I was videoing. So here we're going to go in and add this stamped grid piece to the 3x4 card. We're going to add the word today off of the stamp set onto one of the tabs. And then I'm going to grab my scorched timber ink and my mini pouncer. I'm not even sure what Tim Holtz called these, but they are so cute and they are so good for this. But it's the mini domed foam and the mini pouncer, distresser. I don't remember what he called it, but we're going to add all of that scorched timber to all of the different pieces that we have cut out. Just adds a nice definition between the papers when you do something like this. This is also why I like to use the paper edger and edge a lot of my papers. It just adds texture and dimension. Scorched timber is quickly becoming my favorite color to use in this fashion, where we are kind of creating that definition between the two different layers. I used to use a lot of walnut stain, but I like the richness now in our scorched timber. So I did grab the edger tool to kind of add some emphasis to the main photo and give it a little bit of a different look from the other papers. I have torn the ruler strip there and added it to the bottom. One of the things that I am doing is kind of building this layout piece by piece before I stick it down onto the main layout. You'll see here I decided that the cloud paper, goodness words, the cloud paper was too big, that I wasn't able to get the overhang that I wanted, so I cut it down a little bit. I am adding in the different pieces. Again, I am really liking this working bits and pieces. So getting the things proportional to each other off of my main page and then figuring out where I want it on my main page. You can see here I've got the original layout, Erin Taylor's layout, sitting right beside me. I really am following this almost to the T. Like I'm adjusting things and looking at things and trying to make sure that they are as close to possible as hers. I loved the layered look of this layout. I loved how she used the papers together. And so I really wanted to stick very close to that. So this is the background paper that I chose. I had mentioned at the beginning of the video that I was out of that cute yellowy grid paper. And so I am using this ledger paper. I really like how it turned out. I did have a little bit, not an issue, but I had a little bit of where exactly do I place this on this page? How high up do I want to cover the lines at the top? Do I want to leave them exposed? Which I probably would not have had if I'd had the other paper. So here I'm just adding in all of the embellishments that I had already pulled, the different stickers and things that I had taken the time ahead of time to gather. Just made it a lot faster in the actual recreation of this layout. I did notice here that one of the things that I did not do was really pay attention to where Erin had started her title. So if you notice on her layout, she started at the end of the word together, actually comes out under the O. And if I had been paying attention, then I would have made sure that my R was under that O, and it would not have given me the gap that I end up with here between the two elements, between that flower element that says "Oh Happy Day" and the word together. Not a big deal. Don't even really notice it other than for me to call it out to you. So not having that purple paper that is torn there at the bottom, I used a leftover piece from one of the cut apart cards, one of the 3x4 cut apart cards, in kind of that peachy pink. Really liked how it went. Now I'm going in and I really am matching almost sticker for sticker where Erin had placed things. I feel like when you are trying to learn a new technique or learn more about placement and layering, this is a fantastic way for you to hone your skills and get better at what you're doing and seeing things. A lot of times I'll see posts in Facebook groups and whatnot where people say, well, how did you learn to do that? How did you learn to cluster? How did you? Well, this is it. So following her sketch to the T is really what helped me learn some of the different skills. And we get to the end and we have this fantastic finished layout. The only thing I have not done is splatter paint. I am in our camper and splatter paint is not an approved activity. So I will have some close-up shots at the end of this video. When I get home from our trip, I may add some splatters. Make sure that you check out the link down below to everyone's fantastic lift. Thank you so much for being with me today as we created this layout. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. I do put out a scrap lift layout every single Sunday, and they are fantastic, along with my happy tribe that lifts with me. So until we're together next time, my friends, go make some memories. Bye-bye.